Hello and welcome to Talk with Jayo, where it's all about inspiring stories. This is your captain, Jacktone Otieno, and this is part 2 of my amazing conversation with Mbiro, man. He's my buddy, and yeah, he's a founder of Sauti One, you know, the Sauti Radio there, Sauti Awards, Sauti Worship, and Sauti Village. We're going to talk about all those things. But when we took the break, Mr. Isaac Blackman.
Oh, I to the B.
Yeah.
Wow.
The man, you know, song below him.
To the ceiling.
Yeah. The first words.
It is happening again.
Uh-huh.
Your love, come and take me away.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Put your hands to the ceiling?
To the ceiling.
What a wonderful feeling. God, you have
my back. You have my back.
Yeah, always defending me when I'm under attack.
Yeah.
I hope we're trying to, you know, some. Yeah,
man.
But
Exactly.
which year was that, man? Nilikuwa
That was actually when I was in the US 2008.
Yeah.
When I went back, I think I did the same 2009.
9.
Yeah.
2009.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, Isaac Blackman was like something else. That was
Yeah.
really.
Well, he was a big artist, man. Like, and ceiling that time ilikuwa imeshika mbaya.
Ilikuwa up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
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 So what do you want to know about Isaac Blackman?
I know you brought him to Kenya. I mean, just you know, people think events life is very easy.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Say, me, I want to do an event. It's not easy. You know, you don't have to, you know, tell the whole story, but you know, you can just, you know, paint summarize. You know, you did your best. Brought Isaac Blackman. This went well. This did not go well.
Isaac Blackman was like that particular time. There's a friend of mine called Cedric.
Yeah.
Cedric is actually the guy who introduced me to, not personally, but to the songs of Caribbean music.
Yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago, they have a lot of really good musicians. So
Yep.
I heard the song and I'm like, you know what, this guy has to come to Kenya because his song was huge.
Yeah.
And actually just, I think 1 or 2 songs were huge. Not a lot of, because in Kenya we pick what we want.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this guy. I actually started a conversation when I was here in the US. Niaje? And they were like, oh yeah, we can come. I'm like, okay.
Oh.
So this can happen because I had never done.
Yeah.
But then to kind of process, they said how much it is. And I'm like, this guy is a big guy. We can get a sponsorship for this guy. When I came back to Kenya, we put up a proposal. He agreed to come. Wacha tuseme my sponsor in and out.
Yeah.
Eventually, I think we had maybe 1 or 2 sponsors. But the guy has confirmed, like, we are like going on with this thing. We have already advertised. Nation Center came in as sponsors. They started pumping the song. And actually when we went to them, they didn't know who this guy is.
Oh.
Because the song was bigger than the guy. So when you tell guys like Blackman, they're like, who is that? But then one of the guys at Nation Center, alienda club, akasikia the song, akakuja kusema, man, this song is a club banger.
Yeah.
Guys were doing this, so we started that. So we had media coverage.
Yeah.
But sponsorship ya pesa ikakuwa ni noma. Actually Homeboys came in as sponsors, but the problem was they were going to give us like sound and all that, but the problem was that particular weekend, that actually either around that same season, either the week of or the week after or before, also Morgan Heritage had come. And Homeboys were bringing Morgan Heritage. And Morgan Heritage were doing an event in Mombasa. So homeboys were gonna give us like a lot of stuff, but because they had the plan for
Their
Morgan
own
Heritage,
gig.
they put everything in
Yeah.
there, and so that became a problem because we didn't have sound, we didn't have lighting, we didn't have. So, dude, we did. It was people attended.
Yeah.
And one thing actually we never said, and I can say right now,
Yeah.
one of the biggest problems in terms of financial,
Yeah.
because we got money, the entrance was really, the event really was packed.
Yeah.
But then the they call the G4S.
G4S, yeah.
The G4S guys walitucheza.
Oh, okay.
So pale kwa mlango, siku zikilipishwa,
Yeah.
when people would come, because people didn't have like advance tickets, people would come and buy the tickets at the gate.
Yeah.
So wale watu wamelipa, when they go to the gate, so watu wa G4S ndio tumeweka pale wacheki tiko. Wanarudi tiko, wanaichukua, wanazipack, wanaenda wanauza huko nje. That was one. Number two, mali tulichezewa, pale pesa zilikuwa zinawekwa pale kwa strong room ya KICC, because it was at KICC.
Yeah.
Wale mamazi walikuwa na hesabu chapa. Makara wa KICC walikuja wakaambia tokeni hapa. So they left the money.
Wow.
So in the process kulikuwa na mchezo mingi sana, but all in all the event was really tough. The guys came, and let me tell you, I was so blessed. I was so excited to see Isaac Blackman. And when I actually had a conversation with him when he was in Trinidad, I almost cried because I'm like, this thing is happening.
Yeah.
He came and they did their part. The first event, we did two events. One was the VIP was at Valley Road, NPC Valley Road.
Yeah.
It was okay. That time we had, I think, it was somebody who gave us lights, and it was really good.
Okay.
But that particular person could not give us light because SCC alikuwa kutaka pesa. Long story short, tulifanya event, watu
Wamejaa.
sound ilikuwa poa,
Yeah.
lights zero, pesa zero. Not zero, like we had some cash.
But yeah.
But let me tell you, my friend, doing an international event is hectic. Doing any event
Yeah.
is hectic by itself. But international, in the process of plan, DS anakuja atuambia, hey, you guys have to pay for the artist to come. I'm like, we didn't even know and count and plan for all this. Like, you have to pay like taxes for that guy. And then they came in as a family. They came 10 guys.
Avian Blackman,
Isaac Blackman, Nahil Blackman. They even came with their mom. They came with everybody.
Yeah.
Man, Big Ted.
Did you pay them? Were you able to pay them?
Kiasi,
Okay.
Big Ted came through for us because there was a lot of stress in that thing. And Big Ted has done this event. Big Ted was very calm and talking to us. Msijali, so it's happening. Bwana kumka vile kulikuwa ni kubaya. Mimi na Big Ted na a friend of mine called Kinijo. He's now Pastor Johnny. I think he's a pastor at River of God Church.
Yeah.
So tukaenda somewhere in Ngong Road. Tukakula zile tulikuwa nazo, tukasema whatever happens, hatuna chapa.
Yeah.
And man, as much as that event was a blessing, and wewe na double O mlingia bure.
Mimi sikuwa.
Ni double O bado atakunipa hizo.
Lakini alikuwa Asha.
Asha alienda kudansi kwa mbele. Asha anafai kudansi. But all in all, like the event itself was really good because I remember even Nameless came. Like we had all these big artists because Isaac Blackman was a big hit at that point. So we had like a really good attendance, but kulikuwa na management kadhaa huko zilienda mbaya sana. And so it was a blessing, but man, it was a big lesson. Like events are not easy.
What's the biggest lesson that you took away from that specific gig?
Don't do an event if you don't have money.
Yeah,
as simple as that. It doesn't matter how spiritual you are. You be as spiritual as you can
plan, do a budget, nini, everything. No
you
money.
have the biggest committee that you can have.
Yeah.
But if you don't have money,
don't
do an event because that's gonna put you in a bad spot with your artists, with your vendors, and everybody.
Good advice.
Simple. Just if you don't have money, don't do an event. If you have to do an event, start small.
Yeah.
Start working with what you have.
Yeah.
Because man, you can get burned. I'm telling you, I came from US. The pants that I was wearing were really very big.
Yeah.
By the time nilikuwa mazee event, actually on that particular day, nakutafutia hata hiyo picha, nikifanya event, I remember zile trousers nilikuwa navaa US nilikuwa zinanishika, nilikuwa navaa na belt. Hata sikuwa need belt. At this point nilikuwa nimekonda, your stress. Hizo trousers nilikuwa navaa zinaenda shwi. And then at the same time bado niko na relationship pia nilikuwa nanipeleka vingine. Hey, my friends, takudanganya. If you don't have money, just don't do an event. You don't have to do an event. And if you do, if you have to do an event,
Yeah.
be honest with the artist, be honest with the people up front. Mwambie nyewe hapa hivi hakuna kakitu.
Yeah.
So kama mnakuja hivi ndio kuko. Kama mtakuja mimi naelewa.
Yeah.
Just to be honest from the beginning.
Yeah.
But money, man,
Yeah.
you'll need money somehow.
Yeah.
That was my big planning, but we plan to get money first and then
Yeah.
plan the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting, you know, say that there's a gig I was planning in Kitale, and I cancelled it because I didn't get the funds. I said,
Your piece,
so
if your piece is more
if you are
important.
in the county government of Kitale, we need some money to pull off that gig still.
And these events, they really help. They
yeah.
help the community. They help even like there are many people who've gotten saved out of that.
That's right.
And so it's stuff that needs to happen.
Yeah.
But again,
yeah, I think the church and organizations, you know, corporate should just come in and support, especially when it's, you know, a really, really good event or program. Come in and put in the money.
Yeah.
At least now,
right.
now what I'm seeing is, you know, there's a change, there's a shift. Corporate companies, you know, like Safaricom, Coca-Cola, KCB, I see them putting a lot of money in gigs currently.
But don't forget they also have their own interests. So if you're able to meet their interests, and they're like, okay,
so make sure the value system
it has to be a win-win thing. It's not just you getting the money. They also like, what is it for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Let's talk about now coming into the US now.
Yeah.
So how was the transition? Like, because the reason I'm asking you that is because I know when you moved here, and after settling in, your passion for music and events was still burning.
Yeah.
And you ended up studying an awards.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I don't even know. Sometimes, because it was after I got burnt in Kenya, and after everything, I was like, I'm done with events. I was like, I'm not gonna do anything. I don't even know what I was gonna do because I sijui ningefanya job gani kama ningeenda kwa bouncer ama ningerudi kwa makanga, but I was done with events. I was like, man, because it was really, really bad. It messed up my relationship with my friends and their then girlfriend, and because it took all my mind. And there are things that right now I can go like, man, why did this happen? Why did this happen? But then, since I had a visa, I remember I had come to the US the previous year. That time they were giving 1 year. So nikakuja.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start afresh, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move here and start a normal job, 9 to 5, get a family, and that's it. But there was this fire that was burning. You come here, you see there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
There are no events. If there's an event, man, substandard. Like, we consider it as a man, we're in the US, man. Why are we doing stuff like this? And so it burned me. I had to start something. And so I started doing events, and the response here is really gradual. It's not like as fast as because you can imagine, US is very big.
Yeah.
Kenyans are spread all across the US. Just think of it as Africa. Wakenya wengine wako Nigeria, wengine wako South Africa, wengine, and you want to do an event.
Yeah.
And so because of that, there's a big challenge of that. But then we started doing it, people would appreciate, and you know, we started doing pole pole, and eventually kind of could make sense. And I think one of the biggest that we've done here is when the first time that we did a big one, even before Sauti Awards, was a Kodida coming over. That was when Kodida alikuwa ameshikilia mbaya sana, and I actually appreciate that he took his time, because kuna artists wengine when they are up there, they're like, no, I don't want to do any small shows, but he came and he was like starting up that thing. And then after that we were like, okay, we actually, the church that we were using wakatunyima the following year because we didn't have money. So we were like, we didn't tell us in advance and all those stuff. And then tukafikiri, you know what, there's so many artists, how do you get these artists? There's so many people who, and here is where Sauti Awards started. My friends, the idea Mziki, they all came to the US, apart from Lena and Kabere. So Samu, Ken, and Kera. Those guys are talented. If you remember Kiki, remember Masimaira was, I don't know if she's still in Atlanta. She used to live here. At that time, Bamboo was here. And I'm like, we have all these people with huge talents. They come to the US, and the US follows you. What happens because of bills here? I might make a lot of money, but all that money will go to the bills. And so you're like, how am I going to do music which is not paying?
Paying for your car, paying for your phone.
So people end up deciding, you know what, I have a talent, but let me put this talent on the shelf for a few.
Yeah.
First of all, I hustle and stabilize myself, and then I come back to it. Unfortunately, that becomes life. You forget about talent. So I saw a lot of that. I'm like, me I'm telling you, Zaidi ya Mziki, and I know I was their DJ, but those guys,
The music was solid.
so rich in words,
rich.
rich in content, rich in everything, the production and everything.
Yeah.
Like, those guys, they're still talented because I still believe they can still do it.
Yeah.
Kiki was like absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you see all those people and they're not doing their stuff anymore. And so for me, that was the driving force. I'm like, okay, I'm a DJ. Sometimes I go to the events and they're not doing very well, not a well-organized event. I'm like, okay, since this event on the Nafanyo, let me start doing it. I'm like, if I can be able to convince my friends to not give up on the gift, if they can have, even if it's one day in a week or one day in a month or one day in a year to just come and showcase their talent. That's how Sauti Award started. And I was like, because I know if I do a concert, I'm going to have a few, but if I do an award, I'm going to have more. And so the idea was to encourage and challenge African artists. It was not only Kenyans, because that happens to all Africans. And so that's how Sauti Award started.
Amazing. That was 2015.
2015.
And now it's been, so how many years? 6 years now.
Yeah.
6 years. And it's been amazing, man. It's
really growing. And
really grown.
Eunice Njeri was the artist who was given the visa and Kajua Sauti Award is happening. Because Eunice, she didn't tell me this, but she had actually tried to get a visa. Na alikuwa amenyimwa like, I don't know, a few minutes ago.
Okay.
And then I'm like, Eunice, you have to come. I sent Eunice a letter. And then the night that she was, so it was that night when she was going for the visa. It was night for me, but it was morning.
Yeah.
So I wake up early in the morning, because anytime I send somebody a letter, I'm always looking if they get it, because I'm waiting for the text. I found a text, Eunice Njeri, amepata visa. I'm like, nikaanza to freak out, like, God, this is happening. Because if Eunice is coming, then it's happening.
Yeah.
And so that's when I knew this is happening. And so, of course, nikaanza to organize watu. The first person that I reached out to, Nicholas Mugo.
Shout out to you. Nick, man, is behind this production, man.
I think if there's anybody who has been there from the beginning, when there was nothing, it's Nick.
Yeah. Wow.
And I called Nick because I knew he goes to Mount Parent Church.
Yeah.
And I know in that church they do quality stuff, and I'm like, staki mtu atakuja kuniletea to speak up na kaivya ama kuniambia. So I knew he's well knowledgeable. I think we had met, but we had not really connected. We went and sat at a place, chicken poyo. We went and ate chicken when we were talking, and then the stuff that Nick said really confirmed that this is it.
Wow.
And then after that, I talked to Billy. Billy was the second guy, and those two guys we started, and it's been amazing, and God has been faithful. It's not where we want it to be, but what it has grown to be. We've seen so many artists coming to the US. Some of them didn't even get an opportunity. Akina Ofweneke alikuja we all fell in love with him. Akina Moji, Akina Didi, Akina Wanjiru, even
and from
Angel Bernard.
Angel Bernard from Tanzania.
Yeah, we've had Mirel
from Belgium.
From Belgium. We've had Zangi from UK. There's another lady from Ghana. And it's growing. It's growing. Pole Pole. It's just that, like, getting funding in the US is very different from when you're in Kenya. But it's something that is, it's keeping these talents up and running. Yeah.
A big shout out to Nick. Who is doing our production here. The guy that Jay mentioned, man. Nick, thank you so much, Nick, man.
You see, when you said Nick come, you see how Nick came with
quality, man. Yeah, he came in style, man.
Now you get why.
In fact, my camera is parked in the back.
That's why God led me to
Nick. And Billy Frank as well. Shout out to you, man, in Dallas, eh?
Yeah.
So what's the vision, Jay? What's your really big desire for Sauti Awards? Because I know it's growing every single day.
Actually, funny thing is that Sauti Awards is not the main vision. We do Sauti Awards, we do Sauti Radio, but my biggest heart is what I do with compassion is to give back, because I think of the opportunity that I was given. Growing up in Mathare, poor and hopeless, and being in my own cocoon and thinking like, this is all that I know, and that all that I know was poverty. But then somebody grabbing me and showing me more to life than this. And for me, that's the number one. That's before the music and everything else. That's the
Yeah.
number one. And so, if there's something that God has been challenging me from the day I stepped to this country, was I need to do something to the kids who are in poverty. And Jugush of Kekru actually, God alimtuma. He came to the US sometime when I moved here, and I told him this is gonna be it for me. Jugush sat me down because Jugush knows me from way back in Deliverance Church. He knows that I used to be a street boy.
Okay.
He's actually his family. I know his family. And basically, Jugush ananijua vizuri sana.
Yeah.
And Jugush was like, dude, is the reason why you went through what you went through, and there's the reason why in the US. It's not a coincidence. So Jugush was like, I don't know what it is that you need to do.
Yeah.
But you go pray, you go search yourself and see what is it that God wants you to do. And I'm telling you that I struggled with that for years because I'm like, I know what I want to do, but I don't know exactly. The vision wasn't clear.
Yeah.
And so we started with compassion. Compassion was like, hey, this is still an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
But then even doing compassion, as much as I see a lot of people being blessed and all that, growing up in poverty, I believe I understand poverty a little bit different. And I know there's how I would have wanted to be handled. And I'm not saying compassion actually does an exceptional job. But for me, I think if there's something that I lacked growing up is having a mentor. My big brother, like I said, he was a thief. So there's no way he could have been a good mentor for me. He's not a thief anymore, thank God. I didn't have an uncle. Uncle wangu wengine ni walikuwa ni watu waka drinking. So that means my uncle could not have been my mentor. My dad, I didn't even know who my dad was until I was 21 years old. So basically, if I had somebody holding my hand at a young age, I believe there are things that I would have avoided. I believe that I would not have gone to prison. I believe that I would have excelled in school because I used to do very well in school in lower classes. But then at some point, I don't know what happened, everything disappeared.
Yeah.
And so for me, what God has communicated to me, which is now clear right now, is that we need to mentor kids in the poor communities. Because there's a saying that we say, I don't know if it's in Africa or everywhere, that if I give you a fish, I'll have to give you another fish tomorrow and the day after that. But if I showed you, oh, this is actually where you get the fish, you'll never have to depend on me. And so for me, instead of having organizations coming to give us money and give us all these goodies, which are good and they keep us going, but then we need something that is not going to be running out. We need something that I need to give somebody something that they don't have to come back to me to get it. And for me, when you attack poverty from a mentorship point of view, to me that would be that would have been perfect for me. And that's what now Sauti we're going to be doing. We actually have children that we are recruiting. And these children, we're going to be partnering them with mentors from their own countries. So it's going to be an African thing, but we'll start with Kenya. So if you're a Kenyan out there and you're in the diaspora, we want you to know that you can actually make a difference in your own country. And that's by connecting with us. We connect you with a kid that you can mentor. If it's a boy, the mentor is gonna be a man. If it's a girl, the mentor is gonna be a lady. So the boy-girl mentorship. And the point is somebody who can hold your hand and walk you through the path of life, especially somebody who knows your street, somebody who understands your language, somebody who is from your country, somebody who can walk with you. And that's what Sauti is going to be doing in simple terms. We'll do all this other stuff, but the main thing and the heart of Sauti is giving back and through mentorship, ending poverty. It's actually freeing our community from poverty through mentorship.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah,
I'm a part of this vision, man.
You are,
a part of this vision. And if you want to be a part of this vision, if you want to be play a part in mentoring kids in Africa, not just in Kenya, but Zambia, Malawi, Uganda, Botswana. That's the impact we want to see, kids' lives impacted. Just hit us up and let us know you'd like to be a part of this, or people who can fund, who can support and partner with us. Let us know. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and there's another piece whereby I've had friends who are Americans who I've talked to, and they're like, okay, I'm not from Africa, but I want to be part of this. How can I be part of this? So the idea is we will still we can still ask you to partner with us by enabling us to be able to mentor that particular child. And so it's going to be something for everybody that we can do, but we want the forefront of this to be an African. And the reason being, when you're mentoring somebody, anytime you're telling a kid that, hey, you know what, you can be great, you can make it in life, the person who is telling them, it's very vital, because not in a bad way, but if I'm white and I'm telling, oh, you can make it, I made it, I'll be like, dude, you're white, you're from America, and you know the perception we have, and there's nothing wrong with that with everybody that does that. But if I look like you, I talk like you, and I'm telling you, you can make it, I made it. I came from Mathare. I can tell my story and say, I actually thought I wanted to be a makanga, or would have been a thief. But you see, I made it, so you can make it. We believe that is more powerful, and with that, we can be able to bring kids out of poverty. But we're going to work together as a community, because the whole point is this kid getting out of poverty.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
Good.
Amazing. Yeah, you know, the slogan for Sauti Village is empowering destitutes through mentorship.
Yeah.
That's what is in our heart to do. I don't know if you got any closing. I'd like us to close there, man. If you have any closing comments, anything you know that you think we haven't touched on that you'd like to say, and then we'll.
I think more is to talk about that part of the Sauti Village that we'll be doing. Just like we say, it takes a village, and that's literally what we're going to be doing. And for me, it's just to say there's a reason why God has given you what He has given you. And He has not given you that just so that you can keep it to yourself. You have knowledge, you have talent, you have maybe it's finance. God has given you that with a reason. And especially people in the diaspora, most of them have been wanting to do something back home, but they don't know how.
Yeah.
So this is the how. God has put this in our hearts to be able to do this. So let's do it together. Come join us if you have any questions. If there's a way you want to partner with us. The offices are going to be in Atlanta, and the other one is going to be in Kenya, at Nairobi. But let's do this, and let's free our community from poverty. It's going to take you and me. You know, it's not, somebody said it's a responsibility of each generation to take care of each generation. So it's our responsibility, man. But I'm excited for this journey that Sauti is just about to take. And we'll still do music.
Yeah.
We'll get those kids from Mathare singing, worship and all that. But
that's right.
Yeah, we'll empower them for sure.
That's right. We will still do music. We will do radio.
Yeah.
We'll do the awards. We'll do the worship gigs.
Right.
But the core will be the Sauti Village.
Correct.
Mentorship program. I think that's a good place to wrap up this conversation.
It is, man.
Thank
you so much for having me.
I really appreciate, man. Thanks for making time. Thanks for sharing your story. We pray that this vision and that God has given you and us, God will breathe life to it.
Amen.
God will bring resources, God will open doors, and God will make it flourish. I think what comes to my mind and heart is legacy when you're talking about this. This is something that will outlive us.
And that's the dream.
Yeah.
You don't want to do something that when you die with it.
Yeah. When we are long gone, we're not going to die now. We're still young.
Right.
But when we are old and gone, you'll be like, these guys,
But
their lives.
My prayer is you can see Africa being free from extreme poverty in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Of course, it will continue, but my prayer is that in our lifetime,
we
can see Africa being freed from extreme poverty.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, good place to end.
There you go.
Thanks for making time, man.
Asante manze.
Godspeed. And barikiwa sana in everything.
Asante.
Thank you so much for tuning in, man. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being with this ride with us. I wish you God's blessings. Catch you next week on a different episode with a different guest. And adios. God bless.
All right.